So I remember seeing pictures, and I see them from your social media and stuff of you at all these arenas at iconic times and different stuff. So
Yeah.
I kind of like you to walk me through that because, like I said, while we've been friends,
Yes.
I'm not friends with you enough to know this backstory and have heard it 100 times. So I'd like to hear it for the first time, and I think it's interesting for people who, you know what I mean. If anybody on here is not a hardcore fan, they'd be interested into your path to into this industry and kind of how you got into it and from a very young age, that is.
Oh, absolutely, man. Dude, it's one day I was 8 years old, and I lived in a small town called Gloucester City, New Jersey, which is right
What,
across the road.
what year was this?
82.
Okay.
And I had a neighbor friend, my buddy Sean. I was like, "Hey, Sean, you want to come over and watch the Phillies game?" And he's like, "I'm watching. No, I can't. I'm watching wrestling." I went, "What's wrestling?" So I went into his house and I watched professional wrestling for the first time. And the match I remember, I'm sure I've seen other matches. I saw matches before this one, but
Yeah.
match that stuck out was Tony Garea and Rick Martel versus Fuji and Saito,
Oh,
where Fuji and Saito won the tag belts. You know, they threw the salt, and Vince is
salt.
like, yeah, Vince is like pure salt in his eyes.
Yes. And you're 8, by the way.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I was like, that's what I want to do.
Let's give the guy a shout out. What was his name? The friend of yours?
I can't think of his last name. I haven't seen him since.
You know what I was just thinking, Meanie? Screw
What?
that kid.
Fuck that guy.
So you're 8, and that's your introduction. That's a great tag match too.
Yeah,
Like
man.
that's that they were on top. Both of them Quebecers against the Japanese guys. I loved it.
Every time I see Tony Gray, I was like, man, you got me into the business, man.
Yeah.
I-
He was
I
good.
love-
He was a good, young, good-looking baby face. You know what I mean?
And being from Philly, we like the rough and tumble looking guys. He had tattoos,
Yeah.
hair, and just,
He's
you look like
I,
a man.
I am in the French Navy. I don't know. I don't know if he ever said that, but in my fantasy, that's what he says when he comes in a corset.
And of course,
I'm sorry. Look, it's my fantasy, guys. Butt out.
You're entitled.
So you're 8. So what
years
happens from there?
I said I want to be a professional wrestler. The only catch is I'm a severe asthmatic.
oh,
Every spring and every fall, I'd spend at least 2 weeks in the hospital in an oxygen tent
oh,
with the intravenous in my hand, pumping me full of
Yeah.
prednisone and all the,
Yeah.
oxygen, everything. I was allergic to everything: dogs, cats, peanuts, chocolate, grass. I couldn't play football because I was
Peanuts? What'd you say you were allergic to?
allergic. Both. Yes,
I break out in hives, honey.
I have a nut allergy.
all of them.
Yeah.
All over my face.
If it was Lance Armstrong, it's just like I just break out a little.
It was just a half an allergy then.